everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do another little DIY for you on another trend that I've been seeing in the high street shops recently, and that is embroidered words on tops and jumpers and sweaters and things like that. So I have seen loads in, high street shops in the UK. This is like Topshop and New Look and River Island, and they all say words like sassy, bossy, things like that. Like words that, well, I'm not sassy or bossy, so they don't apply to me. And I wanted to do one with something that applies to me, like crafter. So I thought I'd do a little DIY on how you can get the words and the font you like on any plain jumper or any plain top that you have in your wardrobe already. So let's get on with the DIY. Okay, so you will need a jumper, some scissors, a needle, some embroidery thread in the colour of your choice, and some stitch and tear. Okay, so next you'll want to decide where you want your embroidery to be and roughly what size, and then you'll want to print out some different font choices in slightly different sizes to see which one would work best. You want to choose a really clear font and then just put it up against your jumper to see which sizing works best. Then get your stitch and tear, and you'll want to trace this onto a small piece really carefully as you can. I did use a pencil, but because mine was on a grey jumper, when I came to tracing it with my thread it became quite difficult to see. So if you have got a similar colour, then you might want a darker fine liner pen or something like that. Once you've finished tracing your design, you'll want to put this where you want it and just check the position, and then pin it in place. Now I did pin mine and then I carefully tried my jumper on to make sure it's where I wanted the word to sit, because if you do it too far up or too far down you might not be able to see it very clearly once it's on you. So just pin it and then put it on and see how it looks. Okay, so now you can get your embroidery thread. Now I use this really bright pink, which is number 68 in the Anchor embroidery threads. You just want to pull off quite a nice amount of thread and cut this. And then you'll want to separate, there should be 6 strands with embroidery thread. It might be a bit more, but I've only ever had 6 strands, but you'll want 3 of the 6. So you just need to split it in half and then gently pull it apart, and then this will give you 2 lots of thread to do your wording with. Okay, so once you've separated your thread, you'll want to put it through your needle and then tie a knot in one end. Now put the knot underneath the jumper, so you start from the back of the wording and just poke it up through the start or the end of your word. This is where it comes in handy to have joined up font handwriting, because it's just easier to do it all in one line. We're going to do a back stitch to do this embroidery. So the first stitch you do, and then you poke it down like so. So the knot should be on the back, and then you do your first small stitch. Now you want to come up where you want your next stitch to end. So there'll be a little gap, and then you'll pull your thread through. And now the back stitch bit is to go back and then fill in that gap with the ending of the stitch you did previously. So without getting it caught on the needle. So you come up through the back of the jumper where you want your next stitch to end, and then you stitch back down to the ending of your previous stitch. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so once you've finished sewing, you just need to tie a knot in the back where you finished, and then whilst carefully pressing down on your embroidery thread to stop too much movement, you just want to rip away all the excess stitch and tear that you don't want to see. And there you have it, your finished embroidered word. So I really hope you enjoyed this little DIY. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Happy handmade!